everyone. Welcome to We Love Soap TV. I'm Roger Newcomb.
And I'm Damon L. Jacobs, author of Absolutely Shoulдлess, The Secret to Living the Stress-Free Life You Deserve.
We have a great show ahead. We're going to take a look back at some of the highlights from We Love Soap TV throughout the year.
And possibly some lowlights, if we're unlucky.
Definitely some lowlights.
Because you may not realize this, but I occasionally make a little mistake when I'm speaking or when I'm doing something. And fortunately or unfortunately, Roger has all of that preserved on tape.
Right, and I never do, as you'll
Roger
see.
never messes up.
Right. But before we look back at the year, let's talk about something new that we have.
We did an interview recently with Scott Evans, who plays Oliver Fish on One Life to Live. And what an inspiring and cool guy he is. People are going to see in this interview just what he thinks about 2009 and about his role on One Life to Live. So take a look at this. I'm Damon L. Jacobs, and I'm here this afternoon sitting with Scott Evans, who plays Oliver Fish on One Life to Live. Tell me, my friend, the Sud Stud.
The Sud Stud, right? Yeah.
So Scott is on the cover of Instincts magazine, which is currently on newsstands. Scott, when you see this picture, what do you think? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how it turned out. It's all my friends that are seeing that. They're like, "You look so serious. You're so brooding." And I'm like, "It's just not. I mean, it's fun. It was very fun, and it's not me. Obviously, I think there's a picture on the inside where I'm making like a goofy face, which is more my style."
Okay. You say this isn't you. You mean the seriousness?
This is very serious. The whole photo shoot thing, the whole interview thing, like makes me all uncomfortable. So whatever the cameraman told me to do, I did.
Okay. Now that's interesting. You say it makes you uncomfortable because this year, 2009, has been quite the year of Scott Evans. Did you ever imagine last year around this time at the end of the year that so much would have happened?
No. I mean, I had no idea, especially since this part that I'm playing on One Life to Live, it wasn't a front burner or anything in the main storyline scene. It started off as a very small thing, and then it grew and grew and grew, and next thing I knew, I was involved with a lot of people.
Yes. In more ways than one?
Yes. Yes.
So you started out, when you were hired on One Life to Live, was originally as a recurring role or a supporting role?
It was for 5 episodes back with Antonio and Talia, because she was being transferred out because of their relationship, and so I was her replacement for a couple episodes, but then they got me transferred out, but then I was like this tech nerd, tech geek, and so they brought me back in to do some computer stuff with McBain, and then after that, I was there helping them solve the KAD murders, and then I just sort of stuck around.
Now, this was around the same time that your brother started giving some interviews in the press, where he mentioned that you were gay. He outed you.
Yes.
Essentially.
He outed me.
Your brother outed you.
Well,
tell me,
outed me publicly.
Publicly.
I outed me when I was 19, but he outed me publicly, yes.
So in your personal life, your family, your friends, everyone knew it was not.
Oh yeah. I mean, there was no shock. I didn't get any phone calls being like, "You're kidding." Like, everybody knew, so.
But what was it like for you to learn that your brother had put your personal life out there in public?
Well, it was funny when it was, I think it was in The Advocate that the article ran where he said it and told my story and everything. And when that article came out, I guess he took a lot of flack from it from a lot of his friends being like, "I can't believe you did that." And immediately I got a phone call from him and he left me with this message, like freaking out, being like, Are you okay with this? I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to hurt you. And I was like, "Dude, I don't care." It's like as if you'd said, Scott Evans has blonde hair and blue eyes. It's who I am. I didn't really care. So he was relieved to hear that, but he still, whenever it comes up, will be like, "Dude, I'm sorry about that." And I'm like, "I don't care." And it was great. I'm glad that he's comfortable enough to talk about it, and he's not ashamed or anything, so it's good.
I've got to say that it's such a refreshing and unusual stance to have in the acting profession, to be so open and not...
I think I'm lucky to feel that way. I think there are a lot of people, I don't have any proof or anything, but I think there are a lot of people out there that, got famous or had success at such an early age before they were able to deal with their sexuality, and so now they feel they have to hide it in this entertainment industry because it is tough. It's a hard business to be in with that, because for some reason, which is beyond me, in 2009 it's still not accepted, and it's not universally accepted. So I think it's tough, and I think I'm lucky that I was able to be out before it started, and now yeah, I have bridges to cross and things to deal with being an out actor, but it's fun so far.
Now, did your being publicly out this way lead to the increase of airtime for Oliver Fish, do you think, in your mind?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, my character was not always gay. I mean, I was with Stacy and Layla and all this stuff, and then they made this storyline around this person struggling with it, which I really enjoyed playing because there are so many people like that, and I was not my experience in real life, so it was nice to be able to play that. And so I don't know if they knew I was gay, so I don't know if maybe they used that and they were like, oh, let's do this, but it happened, and I'm so thrilled with my story right now. I love it.
Yeah. So when Oliver, a lot of the summer, he was struggling really hard with who he is and who he can present to others.
Right.
Did you get a lot of fan reaction at that time? Did you get a lot of letters from people that were struggling with similar things?
Yeah, absolutely, and still do, and it's my favorite thing ever. And I've been getting letters most recently. It's funny. I just was telling friends I got one from an inmate. I got one from an inmate, like talking about how he was struggling with it before. He was like, before I was incarcerated. I was like, oh, okay. But people have been writing me letters saying that watching this story has been helping them and giving them the courage to come out to their families. And it's that, I never expected that. I never thought that this would reach so many people in such different ways. And it's been really, really awesome getting those letters. And I read them all, and it's really nice.
Yeah. Some would even go so far as to consider you a role model now. What do you think of that? Do you see yourself that way?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I was ever a great role model for my little sister. I'll be a role model and a gay icon or whatever. But I mean,
well, you're on the cover of Instinct magazine.
Right.
You're very public, and you are being public in a field where, as you said, most people are afraid to be out and open. What does that term mean to you? A role model for others? What is that? How do you see that term?
I don't know. I have to, use big words in interviews, and I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's great because I've been able to do a lot. I just did a big helping out with some fundraising for Cyndi Lauper's True Colors Foundation, and I've been doing stuff with GLAAD and out the Out auction or the Out magazine, stuff like that. It's nice. It's nice to be involved, especially with right now with what's happening with gay marriage, especially in places like New York and California. And people in entertainment, I think, are very important in getting that word out because they have that public image and they can reach more people. So when you're vocal about stuff, when you're vocal about issues like that are important, I think that is what is important, especially right now in 2009 with how little progress we've made with civil rights, with the LGBT community.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
One of the things that I've always loved about soap operas is their ability to convey emotional stories and social messages in a way that I don't think any other art medium can.
Right.
Because you're in people's living rooms 5 days a week.
Well, that's just it. You're a person. It's like people you see every day. It's like a friend. It's like having somebody there, and it's not somebody you watch every week for a half an hour. It's on every day for an hour. Every day. We don't miss a day. And so people become part of your lives, and it becomes such a big part of their lives, which I don't think I ever really understood until this past year, it's pretty fantastic.
Now, you said fortunately you're from a family that is really respectful and
right.
accepting. Your mother played on One Life to Live as
Barbara Fish.
Opposite.
Yes,
what was that like to have your mother on there?
I mean, it was when Frank Valentini first posed the question to me, would she want to play your mother? I was kind of like, okay, am I being punked? What is this? And I called her, and she was like, oh yeah, totally. And then when I told her it was for real, she goes, wait, I'm gonna be on TV? Okay, I'm not gonna eat. That's our reaction in my family. But it was great. She came to New York, and she did 4 episodes, and we were up the night before running lines, and then the next day, I mean, she was totally cute. She got her costume, and she was like, oh my Lord, I'm wearing a sweater set. She's like, this is not her, which was very exciting, I think, for her. But then we were doing these coming out scenes where she had to, not accept it and everything. And every time they'd yell cut, she'd be like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean this. And I'm like, Mom, I know. But it was, I mean, fantastic. I'm lucky enough to get to work with a family member in a medium that she's not even involved in. Like, she's involved in acting and does theater and stuff like that. But she all of a sudden was on TV with me, and it was great.
That scene during the gay wedding where Oliver Fish stands up and he comes out was pivotal. I mean, it was just such
I love
beautiful episode. How did you prepare yourself for that, and what went into that scene?
It was fairly easy just because what they wrote me for dialogue was spectacular. I mean, we can't swear on television, which is probably what I would have done in real life. That was a real life situation. A few more expletives. But they wrote me such great dialogue that just reading it, I was like, I can't wait. These are things that I've always wanted to say to people like this. And I've seen, I was there when the Hedrick Martin Institute opened at Astor Place, and I saw the protesters and I walked by it, and it was just like, it boggles my mind. And so being able to do this and being able to do it, and there were so many people on set that day, and it just, it felt great. Because there were nobody there that really, hates the gays or doesn't want a gay marriage. And so every time they'd say cut, people kept being like, this is so great, I love this. And I'm like, I didn't write it, but I'm saying it, I love it. It was great.
But you certainly said it, you certainly channeled the energy of someone who was torn within himself and then resolved that by being vocal.
Right. Well, on top of it, it was my character's first time publicly announcing I'm gay on, having to be on national television. And so inside I had to remember that, but at the same time, me, Scott Evans inside was like, oh, I'm going to stick it to these protesters. Which, playing both of those worked out, I think.
Do you feel pressure now that you're so out in your life, personally, professionally? Are there any pressures that you're facing now that you weren't facing a year ago at this time?
No, actually, nothing much has changed except for the fact that now people think it's important to have me at things. Before I just went as a spectator. Now I go and I get to talk and I get to say things, and it's like people want to hear my opinion, which is
what's that like?
Silly. I mean, it's
why is it silly?
Just because it's not just me who feels this way. It's everybody who feels this way. But just because I'm in an industry or I'm part of a medium where people want to hear what I have to say, okay, then I'll talk. But we all feel this way. Everybody feels this way, and so I'm just a voice for the large community, which is nice.
Great. Are there any drawbacks to being as public out there now and to being so much in demand? Are there any drawbacks for you on it?
I think the only drawback, or I think the only problem that comes with it is what everybody keeps telling me. Like, I just read an interview that Rupert Everett did, where he was saying, like, I recommend to any young actor to not come out in this industry, which is such a bummer. That he says that, and it's, probably true. And, if I'm pigeonholed as a gay character, a gay guy the rest of my life, okay, I don't mind. I think acting is acting, and how you do a role should have nothing to do with your sexual preference, as a basis. But if I'm pigeonholed the rest of my life, I'm okay with that, because more and more there's gay roles on everything. So
that's right. And
I have no problem playing gay or straight, and nobody else should either.
That's wonderful.
But they do.
Again, though, I think that's a really refreshing stance, and role model may not be the right word, but I think hopefully that inspires others to follow in the path that you're trailing.
I hope so, because
putting out there.
Well, especially now, I think it's really important that people come out, because everybody thinks we're such a small little bit. Our community, the LGBT community, is such a small little bit in the world, and it's not. There are so many people, and that are just so afraid to come out, because even lately, I can't believe the stories I'm hearing about the teen in Puerto Rico and the older man in Brooklyn. Like, it's I don't know, it makes me sick.
Speaking of acting success, have you considered submitting any of your work for Emmy nomination next year?
I don't know that I'm even eligible, because I'm not on contract.
Oh, you are?
I am?
Yeah.
Oh.
People who have been off contract have won.
Oh.
Jordan Clark, for example, was off contract on Guiding Light when he won for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, because I thought I was, and then I thought I wasn't, and I have not.
I'm not the expert. Don't take my word for it, but I wouldn't.
I'm not the expert either. I have no idea. No, I haven't really even thought about it. I think you can't really go into something saying, like, this episode that I'm shooting today is going to be my Emmy. Like, I never even thought about it, because I never even thought it was something that was possible. But I think there are so many people that put out a lot of great work this year, so we'll see.
So, in the week ahead, coming up, is a pretty huge scene between you and Kyle.
Yes.
What can you tell me about that?
Okay. Well, there's been a lot of drama with the whole Nick storyline and him coming between us and causing a big problem between us, and there's been a lot leading up to the whole Kyle and Fish story, and New Year's Eve is sort of like a breaking point for us where we get in a huge fight, but then the resolution is fantastic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
I'll leave it at that.
Good to hear. When he was depressed earlier this year, your character got pretty drunk and did something pretty irresponsible.
So true.
With Stacy, which I know the show didn't make a point of this, but I thought was also really important that I know it's not gays and lesbians exclusively, but there's certainly a fair amount of alcohol and drug abuse within the gay community, and I think Oliver expressing his sadness that way, and then going off with Stacy was a pretty powerful point in how, that oftentimes people do expose themselves to risk or STDs when they're depressed and abusing drugs and alcohol.
Exactly.
But focusing on Stacy, Oliver is going to have a little Oliver out there sometime soon.
Right.
How can you give us any sneak about how that's going to play out, or what's going to happen with that?
I don't know, actually. I think we've been filming some stuff recently where I actually just met the baby for the first time the other day. She's adorable, and by she I mean there's like 12 of them. They're fantastic. But we don't necessarily know. It hasn't really come out yet who the father is or who's going to be taking care of the baby. And I think what people will find out is that it's a struggle, and it's going to be a struggle.
Okay. Were you?
That's all. I don't want to get too much.
I understand. It's definitely something that we're going to be looking forward to, and I think the audience is looking forward to seeing this story continue. One of the things I admire about One Life to Live, more than I think any of the other shows, is how diverse it is. As far as sexual orientation, as far as race and ethnicity, it's just, and even class, it's such a diverse show now, especially compared to the others. Is that something that's meaningful for you, to be on a show that shows so many different people?
I love it. I didn't really know much about the soap world and about shows, and since I've become part of it, I've learned a lot more about other shows, and it's sad since I've become a part of it. I watched Guiding Light get canceled, and now As the World Turns, and it's a bummer because it is such a different medium that if it gets lost, it's going to be sad. But being a part of a show like One Life to Live, it's great. It's great. I mean, I don't know much about the other shows. I know people from other shows, and I've seen other stories, and I've watched scenes from other shows, but from what I hear, from what I read about our show, and from when I became a part of it, is that it is diverse, like you said, and it is, it's very forward thinking, and I mean, we had our little Christmas luncheon the other day, and it's just such a family there, and I'm sure it's the same on any show, but I'm pretty biased, and I mean, our family's the best.
Awesome. Our viewers are going to throw stones at me if I don't ask you the question.
Oh, God.
Anyone special in your life?
Yeah, my family.
Okay. Beautiful. What would you like to see happen for Oliver Fish in the future?
I don't know. I mean, relationships in my life. Oh, actually, I'm not going to go there. But Oliver Fish, I hope, him and Kyle do figure something out and have a relationship. I really want something to happen with the baby. I hope he doesn't go the rest of his life not knowing. So, we'll see. That's what I got my fingers crossed for.
If you could go back to a year ago at the end of 2008 and give yourself one piece of advice, what would that be?
At the end of 2008 last year, I don't even know where I was. Advice, don't listen to what other people say. Because I found myself this summer reading the boards a lot and reading what people had to say a lot. And it got to me a little bit this summer, and I think I've finally gotten to a place where I'm like, you know what? There are going to be people that love you, and there are going to be people that hate you, and deal with it.
Do you find yourself focusing more on the people that are negative versus the people that are positive?
Well, no. The thing is, especially with the storyline I'm a part of, the negativity is like, it's not just like, oh, I can't believe she married him, I hate her. It's more like, how dare they show two men kissing on TV, and it's like, ugh. But for every person that says something bad, we got 100 that come back and are like, if I ever see you out, you will, I can't believe it's great. You know, I think as a community, but it's not just our community. I'm not going to keep us exclusively like that. It's everybody. I read the boards and I see people be like, listen, I'm a straight woman and a mother, and I love it. This is a real relationship, and it's nice to see that. It's nice to see people not cheating on each other and killing each other and having affairs. It's a real relationship, and people can look at it like it's gay or straight or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's human emotion.
I can say I sure wish there was Kish when I was growing up. You know, when I was growing up, if there were role models like that,
I
would have made a difference.
I can't even think when I was growing up and if there was anything that we even had, like, I don't know. Any
advice you'd want to give to a young person out there who's struggling with their own sexuality or questioning truths in their lives? Very afraid.
Well, I mean, I would say don't be afraid, but my situation growing up was very different, and I have read these letters where people tell me their situations, and it like, it makes me sick to my stomach, and it makes my heart hurt for these kids out there, and so I would say don't be afraid, but I mean, be strong. How about that?
Is there anything I haven't asked you that you want me to know or want our viewers of We Love Soaps to know about you?
I mean, I think we covered everything.
We covered everything?
Yeah. Boxer briefs. Is that?
Oh, well, okay. You want to answer that one? Okay. We'll leave that for our next interview.
All right.
Promise? Okay.
I promise.
Okay, I just want to say thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the work you're doing. Again, I find it inspiring and refreshing that you are just out there being yourself. And I think you are a great role model to young people and people like myself that, you know, you're just living your life without that fear.
Thank you very much.
No matter what negative stuff you get on there, I hope you hold that as well. You're doing really good work. It's important.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Let's hope it continues.
Okay.
All right, that was great. I love Scott. He's doing such a great job.
I do, and I really find him inspiring. I hope that other actors over time will take that path of just being open and accepting and at peace with who they are. I think that really enhances one's performance versus hurts it. And hopefully, you know, in 2010, we will see more of that.
Right. So we want to look back at some of the highlights throughout 2009.
It's been a really amazing year. I can't even believe it.
I know. What was your favorite event that you covered?
Honestly, I the one that is my favorite that means the most to me was the Day of Days event. Was being at Days of Our Lives. Was talking to to all the stars, but especially Bill and Susan Hayes, Suzanne Rogers. Getting to know them and talk to them and be there was the most meaningful and still feels like surreal to me.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the Day of Days event.
You were all there? All right.
Is that a piece of pie behind us?
That's a piece of pie.
Oh my God. How Brazilian. I wonder,
right.
Never mind.
I would send a little note back, small button, and this girl sent me a letter and said she was having a baby and she was going to name it after Vanessa, and would I pay the hospital bill? And I went, wait a minute, whoa.
I mean, I got a few pictures of females when they were like teenagers. And there I was, you know, back in 1987 with my big hair. I had like a helmet head. And so I was able to show Nadia, this is what I looked like 20 years ago.
I've had two completely separate lives because I was a concert musician. I had that whole life there playing with the Metropolitan Opera, doing all that stuff, and then boom, here in the theater. So I've had two lives, and I've worked with some of the greatest people in the world.
I consider this a perk of the job. Meeting fans. I have yet to wield an award, so this is my award. Getting the credit from the fans and phone numbers from females and Even some males, which is totally okay.
After all these years, do you still find it? Are you surprised that there's?
I'm
this
surprised, and I'm excited, and yes, that they remember me. Yes, hello.
They remember her,
and I have something really nice to do right now.
Yes.
I'm just loving what I'm doing. I can't say it enough.
Wow! Again, just what a day. I mean, me and Stefano Demera. Who knew? What about you, Roger? What was your favorite event that we covered this year?
Well, there were so many. We met so many people that we watched and loved forever. For me, it was probably the Daytime Emmys out in Los Angeles. We went out to Los Angeles. We went to the Creative Emmys on Saturday, the regular Emmy, the major categories on Sunday, and we just talked to so many people and had such a good time. So I would say the Daytime Emmys.
Well, let's look at some of the highlights from that then, okay?
Okay.
I'm hoping that we win Best Show. That's where I'm hoping. Yeah, I think we deserve it after all these years. Well, that sounds kind of adolescent. I think with this show that we put up is really good, and so I'm hoping that we'll go. And
oh God, I hope I'm not bad luck, because all the other I don't remember ever being nominated for All My Children or anything. Maybe I was, I don't know. But this is like the most important nom I've ever been a part of, so I'm really excited.
Hi, this is Roger Newcomb with We Love Soaps, and I'm here live at the Daytime Emmy Awards.
Hey, it's Damon Jacobs here with Roger. We Love Soaps. Stay tuned. We're going to get the interviews, the scoops, the information you want to know.
It's a sad moment for all of us. You know, there's a real camaraderie of castmates and the crew of Dying Light.
Could have been more, but what it is a bunch of us standing up on stage waving goodbye.
I think what we did was kind of high stakes. It was just on a different kind of level, and I felt that what we did was incorporate all of the best things about soaps. There were some funny moments, some very dramatic moments, some family connection moments, and maybe that's what they were looking for.
Incredibly exciting because I grew up going to this when I was a little kid. I'd go with my father and my parents, and then to be on the stage, especially, I mean, it's sweeter, I think, after 22 years. It didn't come in 5, 10, 15, 22 years. And that I think makes it extra sweet. And to have my mother here is very special. And I think my father was here in spirit.
So it was great. My one regret is we didn't get to really show off our Emmy tuxes because it was at least 1,000 degrees on the red carpet.
And 2,000 degrees for those of us that were in the sun for 2 hours before the red carpet started. So we were a little hot. But I had such an amazing time anyway. I will stand in 3,000 degree heat and interview people on the red carpet at the Emmys. I'll put that out there now. It was great. So to see all of our video footage, one can continue to see these interviews, plus all of our Soaps on the Street segments on YouTube at our We Love Soaps TV channel, right?
Right. Just go to welovesoaps.net, and there's a link in the right that links to our Twitter page, our YouTube page, our Facebook page.
All those pages.
And all of our interviews, and lots of video. I'm going to have a lot more in 2010.
I just am so grateful to you, Roger, and to the viewers of We Love Soaps. This has been such an amazing year, and I'm profoundly grateful to all of you for helping to make that happen. Especially you.
Well, I just want to thank you. Damon L. Jacobs is the best soap interviewer in the soap press, so I'm going on record saying that. And not only is he a great partner at We Love Soaps, he's a great friend to me and a real inspiration. So, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Roger!
We'll see you in 2010.
Come back 2010! Well, Roger, it's fall. It's Central Park. And you know what that means.
No. What does it mean?
Like all throughout the year, even at the beginning with the Rick and Steffi romance, which was a little like icky for people. That's my phone. Yes, it's the Dukes of Hazzard theme song.
That's going to make our blooper reel for next week.
That's so sweet.
Yes.
This is Damon L. Jacobs for We Love Soaps, and I'm so thrilled to be here, sweating my balls off in P-Pack.
All right, is there anyone out there who wants to bet Alex here, who thinks they can guess the real versus As the World Turns? You! Come on up! Come on up! You! Come on up! Come on up! Come over here!
Hello.
What is your name, young man?
My name is Jason Atkins.
Okay.
Okay, that's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work.
That's horrible.
Oh, this is Damon Jacobs from We. This is Damon L. Jacobs.
No.
Ready? Roger. Roger.
He stared at me.
We love soaps.
Wait.
So what kind of hits, how many hits did you get on your first?
Billions.
No, literally.
So buy the book.